Hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. Everyone. Hello. Welcome to me. Talking to a camera. Hang on, I need to pull out the camera. Monitor 2. Hi guys. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. Hence the title, oof. I'm doing. Welcome Yumi-kun. Welcome to Gamers. It's Jay. Anif. I guess today I just want to talk a little bit. I don't know what topic though, because I don't really have anything in mind. Earlier, I was thinking about streaming Apex Legends just on my own. But I decided not to do that because I don't know, didn't feel like playing Apex, I guess. I still want to play, it's just like if I play alone, it's kind of sad. More like I don't have the tenacity to play alone anymore, like games in general. Except for VR chat, I guess. VR chat's kind of different because it's a place. This is a place to me, right? So it's kind of you go to a place to hang out or go to a place to relax or something like that. It's kind of like how people treat Discord as well. Like it's a place that you go to hang out and stuff like that. But yeah, today I'm just on my own. No wonder you're not available in the map world. Map world? Yeah, kind of chill and talk. Uh, it's one of my friend's birthday last. What's the 18th? I don't remember. The 18th, 3 days ago. Friday? Thursday? Friday? One of my friend's birthday today. That day. And basically, that person didn't have a birthday party with the family and stuff. And he said that he didn't expect. Um, well, he said that he expected a celebration, but he also said, oh, maybe the family knows that he's not so into it anymore, or not so into it anyway. So it's kind of like, okay, yeah, no more of that. But even though he's not into it, he said that he's kind of expecting it. And and I was just thinking, like recently, I actually had some. I wouldn't call it problems. It's kind of just thoughts that appeared when I was uh onion map section. Yeah, I'm in private right now. I was in what do you call it? I was in public world and friends plus world for I don't know an hour or two now. I was there for a while. But anyways, what do you call it? So this has been going on for a couple of days, and I had a dream just today actually, and it kind of hit me a little bit harder than I thought, and it was the fact that, and some people have already experienced this in their life. It was the fact that one day I'm gonna lose my parents, right? And the dream that I had was that um, I was suddenly told that my mom is gone, and I wasn't aware of what was going on. I wasn't aware of anything. And keeping in mind, my mom is like 70 years old now, so I'm not saying that she's gonna go soon. It's just that I guess that's on my mind. She's stuck in Brunei right now. She's having a good time actually. We message each other, of course, and she sends me pictures of her and my dad buying boats and going fishing and catching lots of fish and all that. So it's not like she's not healthy or mentally ill or anything like that. She's doing completely fine. It's just that I guess I haven't I haven't really seen my mom in such a long time already. And yeah, I guess that's what's hitting me. Let me know if the stream is lagging or anything, by the way, guys. And not only that, it's like a whole bunch of other emotions as well messing me up these days. So I've been, what do you call it? Missing from my usual self for quite some time. Pushing certain people away. And I guess being quite antisocial. And I guess it's kind of like I've had this before, you know? I've had this before a long time ago. It's kind of like a wake-up call. It's kind of like when was the last time I had it? Would have been 5 years ago. Where I had this moment of just... I guess the closest thing to explain it is that it feels like a midlife crisis. It's when you've been doing the same thing for a long time, and then you just feel off. I never felt this. Generally speaking, this doesn't happen to young people because they still have studies to do. They still have university to go through. They still have, um, you know, drama between people going on, or family problems, or things are constantly happening, right? Whereas, uh, when you're reaching your late 20s, that kind of stuff kind of ends unless you really do have ongoing family problems. That's a different story. But generally speaking, these things they keep going for a long time, and um, when you're doing the same thing for a long time, you feel it. You feel that. I guess in my case, regardless of whether I'm playing games with my friends or doing what I'm doing now, I think what I definitely need is a holiday. I haven't had one in 2 years, and it's just because keep in mind, guys, I'm in the stage in life where all I do is survive. Literally, all I do is survive, and to a certain degree, it's easy to do, but it's also hard to entertain yourself, you know. So that's the wall I'm hitting right now. Hello, Erman. Is that an R? I can't see it. Erman Shafiz, welcome. Hiroto-san, yokozo. Ajmal Mew, hello, welcome. I had those kinds of dreams as well sometimes. Yeah. Oh, I know you do. Hello, Iwamoza, welcome. I had a dream where I shot at someone because I pent up my anger so much. But honeys, I think that's you being aggressive and violent, honeys. Yeah. I never have those actually. In terms of anger, yes, I get frustrated, but I never blow up. And I think that's a good and a bad thing at the same time because it goes along with other emotions too. Like when I'm sad, I never cry. So it's kind of like that as well. In my case, it's very difficult. Like I wish I wish I could just let it out, because it's these things. It's hard for me to let go. I guess the last time I spoke about this was the New Year's stream where I spoke about what happened for 2020 for me. Unfortunately, yeah, 2020 is something that I'll remember. Not only because it's COVID, it's also because, oh, it was a rough year. This year, so far okay. Not too bad. I wish it was better though this year, because it's kind of like, I guess you could say, after 2020 ended, it's not like 2021 suddenly became awesome. It's still pretty bad. I started from a bad state. So I never really went back up, I think. I kind of stayed low. There was a funny moment though, like where I got My back cut open. That was very eventful. Uh, ah. Now I think it should be okay. Hang on. I can. I think I should be okay now in terms of my back. Just so you guys know, quick detail. I got cut open and something was taken out of my back, and then they stitched me back together. That was late. That was last month. Late last month. That's what happened. But I think it's been a month now, and I think I'm okay. Like, I'm not really sure. Sometimes I feel pain though. It's like, what the heck? Like, why is it so painful? Like, I don't know why. But then nothing for a couple of days, and then sometimes it hurts again, and then sometimes nothing again. So I don't really know what's going on my back. The doctors did say that it's gonna take 2 months or so, something like that. I cried in my dream and I woke up crying. I really hate those feelings. You know, I actually really like those feelings. Well, it depends on what you're crying for. I guess if it's about family and stuff like that, then it's a bit sad. Like it's a bit awful. But in my case, the dreams that I've cried from. Wow, this dream it would be 10 years ago now actually. So I remember this dream where I had a best friend. Just so you guys know, throughout my life, I've always had one best friend all the time. I don't know why. If I lose one, I'll get another one. I'll never have two. You know what I mean? It's always one. And what happened was that this dream was very similar. I had a childhood friend that I kind of grew up with. Her name is Heather. She's a white girl, typical home girl. We're just neighborhood kids, right? And I remember in this dream that there was this tree in the middle of a courtyard. It's like, not courtyard, it's kind of like, imagine like European cities where they have buildings that are attached together, but they're different. Like this one's a different shop, and then next to it there's another shop, next to it there's another shop, but they're like very close together. You know, the European style buildings. So it had one of those in a square, and in the middle of it was a tree, a really big tree. And this tree, I wouldn't say was dead, but it didn't have leaves or anything like that. It's just, um, I guess you could say it's kind of winter or late autumn or something like that, where the leaves are already gone. And so it's still alive, but it's a giant, giant tree. And it's not that the tree is sacred, but people do take care of this tree for some reason. It's like a symbol for the courtyard, right? Not courtyard. It's like city central kind of thing. And I remember that me and Heather always climbed this tree for fun. We climbed other places too. We were kids, and I remember we did a lot of teamwork together. I would climb one, I look down, I grab her hand, pull her up, and then she would climb the next section, and then she would lock herself in position, and I would pull myself up from her. Like we were like really good teammates. And what happened was that when we were almost at the top of the tree, by the top of the tree, we're already above the rooftops of all these little buildings, right? These buildings that are 2, 3 stories tall. We were quite up there. And what happened was, I remember it was my turn to. I held myself against the tree. The tree's here, and I'm on a branch, and I'm reaching out for her. Like I was kind of like I was locked in place. There's another branch here. There's a tree here, and I kind of held my hand out like this, right, for her. And then I remember when I grabbed her hand, and pulled her up. She let go of her grip for where she was. She let go of like her arms and just held onto mine. But then our hands slipped, and I watched her. Like I guess kind of like from this point of view, I watched her just let go and just like this, very slowly. And she was staring at me. And I remember when she fell off, backwards, all the way down, I was screaming for her name. And the thing is, when you're that high, I knew she was gone. Like, and eventually, I woke up from that dream, and I was crying. And my friend, I was living with another friend in the same room back then. And when I woke up, I was just crying, and I'm like, "Ah, good morning, Minho." And Minho looked at me, and he was like, "What the hell, man? Why are you crying? What's wrong with you?" And yeah, that was a really sad dream for me. Like even now, I still remember it. 10 years later, I was 21 at the time, you know. And I don't know. That would have been the last time I cried for a dream. Hello, Kisorio. Welcome to the stream. You still have that pic. What? Ah, the pictures of my back. Yeah. I sent you guys the pictures of the cut. I've always wanted an experience having a childhood friend, best friend. Tarzan. Hello, Maki. What the hell? How did he get in here? Am I blue? I'm blue status. Hello, Zerif. I'm streaming. No wonder. I'm in an invite plus world, but I'm blue status, so people can just walk in here anytime. But don't worry about it. Say hi to Zerif, you guys.
Hello.
Hello, Zerif. Yeah, speaking of childhood friends, I had one a long time ago. My first ever best friend was in Brunei when I was what? Uh, uh, eh, 6, 7 years old. There was a neighborhood kid who I saw playing. Like, I live on a hill, right? And there's only one house on the hill, and I'm there at the top. And I can see the houses all around this hill, like everywhere. I can just, if I stand on one side, I see that house. If I stand on the other side of the hill, I see the other houses down there. And there's this one particular spot where the hill is like a cliff edge, and there's like we can stand on this cliff. My dad decided to make it like a viewing place kind of thing. I remember standing there looking through the trees because there's these big durian trees in front of me, but I can still see through it. And I saw um some kids playing like on the other side, like they were about 100 meters down the hill, like in front of me, and they were playing soccer and stuff. And then eventually they would play on the streets, and the ball would go into my fence, into my house's fence. And they would be like, can we get the ball? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And then I told them, hey, you can come up here and play up here if you want, because we have a lot of grass here, right? In my house. And that's kind of how I met my first best friend. And they ended up coming every day, and we played a lot of mainly soccer, football, and some, make believe you're the policeman and I'm the criminal, haha, catch me type thing. We did a lot of that as well, yeah. And it's a sad story because I stopped talking to that person the moment I flew to Australia. We were best of friends. I still remember him. I don't know his last name. I know his first name was Rasul, but after that, when I went to Australia, life flipped for me. And I think because because I went to Australia at such an early age, I didn't know what it meant to lose people yet. Oh, I want to segue this towards regrets. Because one thing I've realized recently is that um, when you're young, you don't have anything to regret because you've never gone through anything yet, right? Kind of true. As you grow older, there are things that you start to experience, things that you wished for, things that happens in your life. And and right now I kind of have another goal. And the goal is don't regret. Try not to, at least. Like because I've realized that the first time I've ever regretted something was when I was 13. 13 years old. That was the first time. The second time I've regretted things was probably much later. It was like, I guess when I was 18, 19, somewhere there. And then the third time I've regretted something was when I was 20, 24, 23. And now that I'm 31, oh yeah, you can ask me. Like, I've got a lot of things that I regret. But, uh, it's kind of, it's kind of like a, it's not something that destroys people. It's kind of something that is always at the back of your head. Like, things that you should have done, things that you should have said, things that, you know, you shouldn't have done. The opposite direction as well. It applies. And unfortunately, like, that's the thing you guys are looking forward to. I know most of my viewers are much younger than me by quite many years. Some people are 15 years younger than me. So, the only thing I should say to you guys is, guys, live your life to the fullest if you can. By what I mean by that is like, hey, you want to try a sport? Go for it. You want to try mm, playing games? Go for it. You want to try joining a social circle? Go for it. You want to try, I don't know, something. Don't forget, like, don't forget that if you don't do it, then when will you do it, right? You want to go to Japan? Save money. Go for it. You want to, work in Japan? That's also another thing that I've regretted. I should have aimed that way because, like, I've experienced Bruneian culture. I've experienced Australian culture. I want more. If I lived in Japan, if I lived in another country in general, it would have enriched my life even more. Not only in a positive way, also the negative, because you learn from the negative things, right? I'm not saying that my life is terrible right now. It's just that, hmm, when you get older, it makes you think, you know? It makes you think about these kind of things. Hello, Nigiri, welcome, welcome. Every time I read novels or watch movies about character and his and hers, I'll imagine myself. Have you not gotten a best friend in childhood? I only got that childhood friend and then left when I was 9 years old. So unfortunately, yes, I did have a childhood, but unfortunately, it's not one of those your friends forever. So it's kind of sad. Hello, Putra. Yes. Hmm. So those are the things that was on my mind recently, and it's like I don't know. I guess I will also warn you guys, even though I tell you to try and live your life to the fullest and you do go ahead and you do your things and you do, enjoy it as much as you could, you will always still think back and, you know, dream of different futures. In my case, yeah, I did. It depends, I guess. If you're still busy when you're 30, then you're very lucky, I think. Because unfortunately, in today's day and age, a lot of people aren't so lucky. Not only just me, it also includes my circle of friends in South Korea and Japan. Um, I guess you could say, okay, so here's how I see it. In order to be busy for all of your life, in order to be busy for most of your life, I'll say, number one, the first thing that happens to you in life, what is it? You learn to walk, you learn to blah blah blah, you learn to goo goo gaga, right? And then the second thing, this is when you're finally conscious, they put you into preschool, they put you into primary school, they put you into middle school and high school. You're busy. There's no, like, you're not in control of your future yet. And then next thing is you go to university. That's when you have control. You can study what you want. You can become a nurse. You can become a doctor. You can become a dentist. You can become a lawyer. You can become a business person. You can become a manager. You could become whatever. If you don't go to university, then you go to work. At least that's still your decision. Your decision to work, right? And and here's the thing. I stopped there, unfortunately. I found work And that's all I did. If you want to continue getting busy for the rest of life, you start a family. That's because when you start a family, oh, you're sending them to school. You're watching them poop in their pants. You're watching them pee in their pants. You're watching them get scared for the first time. Watching them cry for the first time. Watching them walk for the first time. You're watching them, you know, grow. And you kind of forget time when you have family. This is not from my own experience, of course not. This is me from watching my closest relative. I wouldn't call it relative, it's kind of like family friend. So my father had a subordinate at work, and he's become very close to my family, and I've watched his kids grow. So it's like, his kids right now is 16 or something like that, 16, 17, somewhere there. They're in their late teenager days where they start to become rebellious. And I was talking to the father. The father is a close friend of mine. I call him friend because um, he said this to me a long time ago, like a couple of years ago. He watched me grow, right? At first, we knew, like I knew about him when I was 10 years old. So he watched me grow up to my 20s, 30s, right? And then uh, when I finally spoke to him properly, because normally when you have an older person, you're quiet, you just watch them, right? You just watch these people, right? You watch the elders talk to each other, right? You never talk to them. You only talk to them when they're like, "Hey, son, come over here, come." And I'm like, "Yeah," you know. You only do that kind of stuff, right? But when I became an adult, when I was 23, 24, that was when I first spoke to him because I ran into a problem. I wasn't at home. My parents are not with me. I live here in Darwin already, and the only elder support that I had was him. And so I went to him and I said, like, I told him all of my problems, things that I held in for myself and things like that. And then he said this to me. He said, "You know what? Like, you being the youngest of the family, I never thought you had this tenacity in you." And I'm like, "What do you mean? What tenacity? What?" And then I found out, like a couple of years later, when my parents came here and the whole group of us like came together. Me, my two parents, and his family was also there, and we were having lunch, and I was still in my work uniform, and I just came out of work, and I came to see them, and then my uncle, I call him uncle, more like his name is Gaddafi. So Gaddafi said, to my father, he's like, "Tato, you know your youngest son, this one?" And he points to me. And I'm like, "Huh?" And he's like, Tato, this guy is a survivor, so strong." And I'm looking at him going, "What?" "What are you saying?" And he's like, "Yeah, like, you if you heard all of the things that he had problems with in the past, he broke through all of it." And I kind of just went, "Yeah, I kind of did, didn't I?" Every little problem I had, I kind of fixed it on my own. I kind of just beat them all, or figured a solution for all of them. And then, yeah, and that was one of the moments where I kind of just sat back and I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's how people see me." Well, certain people see me that way. Because most of my friends have their own family still. Or, I mean, I still have my family, but they're still living at home, right? But here I am, like, on my own. At a young age, relatively speaking. So it's like, yeah, with him, he was one of the fewest people who kind of saw me that way. A survivor, someone who's kind of very independent. It's good and a bad in a way, because me learning independence like that also taught me to shield my heart really hard. And I really mean that, by the way. By shielding my heart, it means that I can overcome almost anything. And it looks like a joke. Like, some people might say, "Mizu, like, are you taking this seriously?" But I'm like, yeah, I am. It's just that I don't feel anything for it, you know? And that's sometimes bad because if someone has a sensitive topic for me, yes, I can listen to it, but at the same time, it's difficult for me to cry with them. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if I could. I can be there for them all the time, of course, and I do wish to support my friends when they're in trouble. But like, I'm also not the right person for many people because they're looking for sympathizers. They're looking for people with emotions. They're looking for people who can feel them, right? Unfortunately, I'm not that person. Anyhow, let me read you guys what you guys said. Yeah, learn to blah blah, learn to goo goo gaga, that's right. I had one childhood friend but last for 8 years. Mine lasted for like 3, man. You just come in on Japan. Yeah, I want to go to Japan. Yeah, so at the moment, I guess it's like reflecting back on my life. I think I'm unnecessarily judging it badly. If you look at other people, like, for example, Chiruto, from my perspective, he's a very happy dude. Always laughing. Always. He's older than me too, and he's always laughing. And then there's also another friend who's a very similar position as me. His name is Fiery. And the both of us, I think he's, was he 2 years older than me or 3? I think he's 3 years older than me, so he's 34. This year anyway. And, but the thing is, he has chosen to be alone. He is, he doesn't want, like, he doesn't want a girlfriend. I've asked him before, I'm like, yo, Fire, you like anyone right now? And he's like, no, I don't want to like nobody. And I'm like, what? Why not? And he's like, girlfriends are so troublesome. And I'm like, are you being serious about that? And he's like, yeah, I'm being serious. They take your money, they take your time. No, I don't want anyone. I'm quite happy to be on my own because girls, who problems. And I'm like, what? All right, whatever. So in his case, he's very happy where he's at, I guess. I think it's a matter of culture as well. Like, when I was younger, I kind of expected, I wouldn't say expected, I kind of wanted to love and care for someone, you know? I still do. Um, hmm. But I guess, I'll have my time someday, maybe. As people say, good luck. And I say to myself, good luck as well. Hello, Min Min. Welcome. What about guys? What do you mean, guys? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So there's two different kinds of people here that I'm saying. One is me, who is kind of like, in a, I'm getting into the point where I'm bored with my life, this and that, and it's hitting me hard, right? And then there's my friend Fiery, and he's like, I'm quite happy alone, thank you. I don't need nobody. Oh my god. Oh, jeez. So I guess you could say, even though I'm giving all these, I wouldn't say talks or advices or whatever, giving my thoughts out, I guess. Even though I'm saying things like this, it's also not necessary. Because some people are perfectly fine not having my problems, because my problems aren't even problems to them at all, right? It's only me. Um, but I don't know. I guess like right now in my mind, I still want to go to Malaysia, meet all the Malaysian people. I still want to go to South Korea to meet the South Korean people, especially Sonja, Miss J as well if you're still there. And then I want to go to Japan to see more of Japan because I've only seen Tohoku, which is north of Tokyo. I loved it. It was beautiful. Very, very beautiful. I kind of regret not going there and working there. just so you guys know, if I wanna work there right now, it's much harder. Not only because of COVID, but because the Australian teaching international thing is only available for people below 30. And I'm 30 now. So basically, I could have been that English teacher in Japan if I was younger. Ah! Well, whatever. Maybe someday I'll still be able to do it. Maybe. I have no idea. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, so unfortunately, I am not able to. One of my friends did say that it's still possible. It's just more difficult because the plan, the scheme, or the program is for under 30s. It's for the people who are young and who want to experience another culture. You know, that's kind of what the program is for. But I'm not young anymore. Mm. Oh well. Nah, I cannot cheat my age, man. Nah. Cheating age is not a thing. Yeah, no, I'm 31 this year, cheesy. Just so you know. Or should I say, what's your name again in Apex? It was Etchy. What was it again? It was Etchy something. Etchy girl or something. Etchy. Etchy sama. Etchy. I forgot. Etchy san. Oh my god. The kid with food. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, that kind of went over, so I'm not able to do that. I think I can still. I did speak to one of my friends who knows about this program. He has someone who works in that field who sends people out, to Japan to teach English. He did say that, hey man, if you're serious, come find me and I can get you hooked up. And I'm like, back then, this was 3 years ago. Back then, though, my Japanese was super potato, so I kind of went, I don't think I can. Well, and I was kind of starting my career at the time. Would I call this a career? Working in a hotel? Mm, yes, no. Yes and no. Just a really quick backstory for you guys. Um, yeah, I work at a hotel, but it's not really. I'm not really working there right now. I'm kind of just on leave. I'm still employed though. They're keeping me updated with things, this and that. Last time I had a phone call with my boss a couple of days ago, and I asked him, "How's the hotel going, bruh?" And he just said, "Dude, it's fucked." And I'm like, "Because of COVID?" And he's like, "Yeah." There's so many regulations that they have to follow. It's extremely strict because if they become lazy, my city could get infected. You know, simple as that. And it was scary back then. For me specifically because I was working and I had a health condition as well, where I was just losing blood. I was physically very weak. Um, and the dangerous part was that my hotel was a designated quarantine hotel. People who arrive get straight away and put into my rooms, and we take care of them for 2 weeks. And yes, we did have a few cases in my building specifically. And that was a scary day because I'm like, oh my god, someone got caught in this building. Like, cause I walk into the office and I'm like, hi guys, hello everyone. And then the other manager was like, yo dude, just so you know, wipe everything. There was a case upstairs. Nah, she wasn't panicking or anything. She was just telling me like, we had a case upstairs. Make sure you guys wipe a little bit extra today because someone was using these elevators to get out, and the COVID person was in the elevator. So wipe. And I'm like, oh my god, I really hope I don't catch it. Back then, we didn't know the information yet. Back then, we thought that people who are weak or people who are something have a big chance of dying, right? Because that's the statistics back then. We didn't know much of COVID. This is last year, March, April. This is what I'm talking about. Very new. COVID was blowing up. And so of course, I kind of got worried a bit because I'm like, Oh, I know that my immune system is really potato right now. If I breathe in any of this COVID, maybe I might die. Ah, but I'm here now. No problem. I didn't catch it. We wiped everything. When I walked into the elevator, no joke, I have two gloves on, and then I have a face mask on, and I have goggles on, and I've got a spray on my right hand, and well, spray on my left actually, and then wipers on my right, and I'm like, let's go. Psst, 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 psst. You know, I just did that. A lot of it. Oh my god. And yeah, it was this. Right now, it's still going on as well. Like we don't have cases in my city, so luckily we're not in some sort of lockdown or anything like that. I can still walk outside freely, no problem. I'm not worried about it either because we just never had any cases. Every single case we had were from people outside coming in. We never had like a community based um, spreading, you know? Once the person comes in, it's always caught straight away and then they get quarantined and then they get better. So it never spread from where I am. Hello, Bella Nabella. Welcome, welcome. Miss Etchi, that's the one. Yeah, 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 yeah. 1、2、3、4、5、6. Isn't it nighttime, Mizu? I actually work night shift in hotels. I start work at 11 p.m. and I finish at 7 a.m. So when I finish work, it's 7 a.m. and then that's when I normally do things like go to the shops, go buy breakfast, go see my parents, go. Yeah, I'm a. That would have been my late night, 7 a.m. in the morning. And my sleeping time used to be upside down as well. It used to be uh, go to sleep at 9, 10 a.m., wake up at lunchtime, hang around VR chat till 4 p.m., and then go to work. As in, I go back to sleep actually at 4 p.m., and then I go to work at 11. I wake up at 9:30 or so. That's usually how I lived my life back then. I was a night manager. Buying things online back then was scary as well because people didn't know how long COVID survived on things, right? Like, imagine I wrap up this box and then I coughed into it and I have COVID and then I ship it to whoever it is. How long did that thing last? Like, how long does COVID last? So it was still scary ordering things online back then. And then scientists are starting to say, oh, it dies under cold temperature, it dies under hot temperature, it dies in 2 days of nothingness, no food, and things like that. It's still a bit iffy. School has always been open in Australia. We never really, my city specifically never got shut down. None of them. In Melbourne and Sydney, those cities are the main cities that got affected, as well as Brisbane. Yes, they did have to shut down certain schools. They shut down zones of cities rather than the entire city, back then anyway. So, yeah, kids never went to school, things like that. And then, but eventually, it depends on the state as well. Like, Melbourne state is a little bit more tougher, I think, than Brisbane state. Brisbane locked the city, whereas Melbourne locked the entire state. So it's kind of like it depends on the state themselves. In my state, we locked when COVID was going really strong. We locked everything. Every single state cannot join us. None. None at all. You would need special permission from the government saying that you need to enter my state. Like you're on professional business or something. You know, you're important. You need to be here, that type of thing. So you need government permission to be able to enter my state back then. Uh, and what's funny is I would actually look at these documents as well, because me working in a hotel, I have to see whether this person's meant to be here. You know, we have to get every single person who's coming into my hotel to sign. Am I infected? Do I think I'm infected? Have I been overseas for the past couple of days? Have I been closer to anyone infected? Have I been sick recently? Have I, this letter is stupid. And you think about it. People flying to my hotel are tired. They've been traveling. They're exhausted. And then here I am going with a mask, glasses, and like goggles and gloves going, hello, like, welcome to my hotel. I hope you enjoy your stay here. But first, I need you to sign this, and then give me your airplane number, the time you've arrived, and this guy's like, oh my god, I'm sleepy. And I'm like, I'm sorry, COVID-19 messed up. Sorry, dude. But I'll get you a room ASAP. Yeah. So I had to do that. And it was kind of tough. People just keep buying things online. Malaysia, if no one cares about it. Oh, jeez. You went to Australia in 2019, not 2020. Yeah. See you later, Iwa. Yeah, overall though, it's kind of... yeah, I definitely feel like 2021 is a continuation of 2020. It's better. People have learned. Like, people learned how to adapt to the new situation, I guess. But, it's still... I don't know what it is that is affecting me so much this year and last year than the years before. I think it's also possibly because my friends are affected by it and they speak about it, and then I'm affected by it, you know? Not by not by COVID, I'm not infected by COVID. But like the problem of uh, oh, my workplace is crap because I have more work now because we'll have less people working for us. So more work is piled on me, but I'm not getting paid anymore. We're struggling with money, and shops are stupid because everyone buys all the toilet paper, things like that. And I don't truly know what it is that made last year suck for me, because technically speaking, nothing changed. For me. I never went into a lockdown city. I still could walk outside. Granted, there are a few new weird things now, like whenever I go to the pharmacy, I would usually be like, here's my papers, give me my meds. And then they'd be like, can you sign here, please? And I'm like, sure. But this time, there's this distance that I have to keep away from the counter. There's this little fence in front of the counter where I'm like, oh, I cannot cross this counter. Okay, got it. Here, my paper, take it. Take my paper. And then they would look at me from far away, like super far, like, okay, sir, confirming your date of birth. Is this your phone number? Do you still live in the same place? No, yeah, everything, yes. There's no more signature. They don't want a signature from me anymore. Oh no, they don't want my signature. I used to have fans at the pharmacy because they're like, can I have your autograph? I guess not anymore. But yeah, and in 2019, I guess I was relatively busy and worn out all the time. Good and bad. It's good that I'm busy. It's also bad that I'm busy because there's always two sides of the same coin, right? So it's good that I'm busy so that I'm always preoccupied. I'm always um not bothered by my worries. I'm always like, oh shit, I gotta go to sleep. Gotta go to work tomorrow. Okay, see you guys later. Bye bye. Go to sleep. Wake up. Ah shit, time to go to work, and then get exhausted. Come back home. Oh my god, guys, I'm exhausted. Let's chill, right? But the opposite effect is that you lose so much time. As in, 3 years went by. You know what I mean? Like, 3 years went by and all I did was work. Shit, man. Of course I enjoyed the time. It's just that 3 years went by. Oh no, I'm 30 now. Where did that come from? I swear I was 26 not long ago. Oh. So, I know what I need right now, actually. I've been saying, oh, I need a holiday, I need a holiday. And, yeah. I actually know what I need. I need to change jobs. Simple as that. So I need like a new experience, you know? Because if you don't have a billion gazillion passion in your workspace, you'll get sick of it. You'll get sick of it. Most people will stay because this is their work. They know it's their life. They know this is what they need to do. Even though they're sick of it, they'll still gonna be like, ah shit, gotta go to work, gotta go to work, gotta go to work. But in my case, I kind of look at other solutions as well. Yes, I can stay with this work all the way for the rest of my life if I wanted to and climb up, you know? Yes, I know I can. But here's the thing. I can also change my life. Find a different career. Work with children or work with disability or work with a different field altogether, work in, I don't know, construction, you know? I can change my lifestyle anywhere that I wanted to. Actually, no joke. Before I found out about my stupid health condition, I wanted to join the army. I would have joined the army last year. Yeah, I wanted to join the army. Cause like the army not only gives you a healthy lifestyle, it also gives you fitness and discipline. Not for the shooting, but for like, even though I say join the army, there's plenty of different fields. I can work in administration, I can work in medical, I can work in, you know, multiple different parts of the army, right? I don't want to be a soldier. Let's say that. I don't want to be a soldier. But I wanted to work for the military though, the army, the Australian army. So whether it's distributing things or supply or, you know, things like that, research, I wanted to work like that because it's a culture. The military here in Australia is a culture, um, and it's one culture that is very respected by the rest of Australia. In America, it's very patriotic. Like people see them as, "Oh, you guys are saving our country for the blah 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 blah." But in Australia, it's different. It's more like we're not militants, you know. It's kind of like if you think about the armies that exist but don't really do anything, like Canada, Australia, New Zealand. These countries don't really do anything except for like finding, oh shit, there's people drug trafficking. Oh crap, there's a refugee boat out there. We gotta, oh crap, there's this, you know, they do a lot of patrolling. And so it's a different type of culture altogether. And that's why I wanted to join them, especially the fitness part of it. I wanted that a lot. But yeah, unfortunately, I didn't go that way. My mom always buy online. Yeah, 2021 is literally 2020 part 1. Part 2, you mean? COVID started on Chinese New Year in 2020. Uh, it started late December of 2019. It was like 2019 December 27, somewhere there. That was when it was first reported in China. The entire 2020 was COVID days, you know, all of it. I'm scared that I can't talk face to face with people when I get intern next year. No more fans. That me too. Yeah. The pharmacy people. They're not my fans no more. Because you want to protect friends of... I mean, no. I'm not so interested in the guns. Maybe developing guns would be really interesting to me, but I need a degree in engineering for that. Yeah. The drills of the military, yeah. That's actually what I wanted. It'll make me exhausted as fuck, but it'll also make me fit. Yeah, so overall, like, I guess the twists and turns of life. Back to the original topic, living life to the fullest. I guess it's a recommendation that I give out, but it's also not the best for everyone, of course not. Like, some people are content with what they have, right? My friend Fiery is quite content with what he has. He doesn't want any more drama. He doesn't want any more stupidity. You know, that kind of thing. So, like, but I do believe that he's living in his own way, living life his own way, and I think that's definitely what everyone should aim for. Go for something that you want. In the end, if you tried what you wanted to do, at least you won't regret it, right? At least you've tried, you've gone for it. Not only trying, if you failed the first time, there's always another solution. Always. There's always another solution for the same problem. Always. For example, I never got into the military. What other thing that is respectable to me anyway? Firefighting. Firefighters are a very respectable job to me. You wake up at random hours whenever there's a fire alarm. If there's actually fire, then you have to save people and animals, pets. You have to save them, right? So those are jobs that I consider honorable. The military is honorable. Same with firefighting. I guess I would say firefighting is higher than military, because if you really think about it, the military sometimes get into war, and I don't want to be there, you know? I don't want to get into war. But I do like the fact that the military keeps security. You might say police is the one that's taking care of the citizens, right? But from my perspective, the military also does the same thing. The police is face to face, you can see them, but the military is keeping the waters clear. International waters clear. They're keeping pirates from doing dumb shit. They're keeping, trafficking. Things like that. I have one friend who's in the North Force here. They call it the North Force. And these guys patrol. That's kind of their thing. They patrol a lot. They patrol inland as well as out at sea. And he told me a few times, he's like, dude, do you have a PSP? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, can I borrow it? I'm like, sure. And then he's like, I'm gonna be gone for 2 weeks, man. I'm gonna be bored on the boat. And I'm like, oh, you're going out patrolling again? And he's like, yeah. And basically, he said, what they do is that they have military boats that go out, and they just patrol a certain path, a certain area. He said that even though when you look at the map might say this is just ocean. It's actually not. There's a lot of islands there. A lot of islands. And they've mapped it all. And they always search these islands over and over to make sure that there are no illegal things happening. And then I said to him, like, did you see anything? And he said, yeah, there was one island in particular where nobody's on it, but it was full of drugs. And I'm like, what'd you guys do? And he's like, well, we took it away and disposed of it. I'm like, okay. So basically, I wouldn't. What do they call it? It's like border security, right? And that's what they did. And he was also the one who told me the story of, like, he said, dude, when you first go out in the bush, like outside of the city area, outside of places where lights are everywhere. Like the city lights are everywhere. You can't see the sky clear, can you? Because the lights is blinding the sky. So he said, when you go out into like a mountainous area and you look up in the sky, you'll see thousands of stars, right? And I'm like, yeah, you do, because it's a clear sky. You see thousands of them. And then he told me that, you know, the military, when you go out on patrol, your backpack contains something like $30,000 worth of equipment for you to be a survivor, as well as fighting, as well as whatever, right? $30,000 worth. And one of the items is night vision goggles. And I'm like, huh. And then he said, the the first time you go out and you lay down out in the open and you're about to fall asleep, bring out your night vision goggles, look in the sky, and turn it on. Because you know what night vision goggles do? It amplifies light. So with normal vision, you might see 1,000 stars up in the sky. That's your normal eyes. But with night vision goggles, he literally said there's hundreds of thousands of stars. You see way more than you should with night vision goggles. And he said that when he first did that, him and his patrol mate, they just stayed there for hours staring at the sky. I'm like, really? Well, I guess that's what you get for, night vision goggles that cost a few grand. Oh dear. Hello, Layli Latyana. Welcome, stream. I should write down a piece of paper and stick it on the wall. Mizu don't want to go to war because you don't want to get shot, right? That's very true. I don't want to get shot. I've already been shot a few times in my life. I don't want to do it again. I'm joking, by the way. I'm joking. I didn't get shot. Joking. Hello, Navy. Welcome, stream. Hi, guys. You have a pet? I don't have a pet. I used to. Actually, I've always wanted a pet. I just never had to. I never gotten to it. Like, when I was younger, I had 2 pets in my memory. One was a turtle. Well, a tortoise, I should say. And we found it on the side of the road, and then we brought it back to my place. And in my place, we have a kind of a large pond, and we just stuck it in there. And then every day we just fed it kangkong. What's kangkong in English? I don't know. It's like a vegetable. So we just fed it that every day, and I would watch this thing like come out of the cave and look at me, look at the food, look at me again, and then its head would like come out of that shell and just and just chew on it slowly, and I would just stare at it. And I didn't really take care of the turtle that much, the tortoise. It was kind of like a family thing. I found it, and then everyone else is like, okay, we'll just feed it. It lived a decent life. Let's say that. Lived a protected life with us. And then...
It's not alive?
Nah, it's dead now, most likely. It was kind of... I think it was like smaller than a soccer ball, like 75% of the length diameter, not length, the length of the diameter.
Right?
Yeah, it was kind of large already. It wasn't an adult already. It never got bigger, or when we brought it home. Lived for a couple of years, and then I went to Australia, so I don't know what happened to it. A couple of years later, my maid told me like, yeah, it's dead. And I'm like, oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. And then in Australia, we took care of this goldfish. Well, not just one. It was a lot of it. A lot of fish. We had a big aquarium, like big aquarium. I don't know if I can compare it to anything, but it was very large. I think it was a 1.5 meters in length of an aquarium, and there was this
Mhm.
really big goldfish that I really liked. I'm pretty sure the goldfish didn't even care that I existed, but there was this really big goldfish, and when we first got it, you know, the aquarium at the bottom, we have these pebbles, right? It's just sand kind of pebble
Mhm.
thing. And I remember these pebbles are like um half the size of my nail in the pinky. Like it was a pebble. You can still grab it, but it wasn't small. It was kind of large. And when we first got the goldfish, I remember watching it gobble up one rock, throw it out. Gobble up another rock, throw it out. It's like sucking in the algae, right? It was just nibbling on all these rocks, one rock at a time. That's what I remember when we first got this thing. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. It's just wobbling, like wobbling into the ground, nibble, 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 nibble. And then eventually, of course, I went to school. We got busy. When we grew up together, kind of thing. And eventually, I remember, I was staring at this goldfish again, and then I realized it's no longer grabbing one stone at a time. It was grabbing 6 or 7 in one gulp, and then just spitting it out. And I'm like, holy shit! This thing's a vacuum cleaner
Um,
now. It's big.
um,
Yeah. It was sucking in a lot, and all the other goldfish are still sucking in 2 or 3 pebbles at a time. And I'm like, huh, this thing's huge. And I named it Fat Munch.
Fat Munch.
Ever since the day that I saw it gobble up lots of pebbles, I named it Fat Munch all the time. And um, yeah, it was big enough to like you stick your finger in it and it'll gobble your entire finger like yeah, you know, like. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Did you try it?
Sorry.
You try it with your finger in?
Yeah. You just stick your finger through the top, and then it'll look at it, and then it'll just like suck the entire finger and then spit it back out. It's doing the same thing as the rocks, right? So I'm like, okay, go. Yeah, because normally the other fish, when you stick your finger in there, they just kiss it because their mouth is too small. They just kiss your finger, right? They just nibble on the finger. But this one, it's like the entire finger is like, meh, and then lets it out. Okay. And yeah, and eventually it did die, and I did watch it die. Actually, I was there during its last moments. I remember the goldfish started to lose balance. Like you could tell it was wobbling like this, and then like it lets itself drifts, but then it tilts, and then wobbles again, and then it goes straight, and then tilts again. And I'm like, something's wrong with the goldfish. Something's wrong with Gold Fat Munch, you know. And then after a few days, unfortunately, it was upside down. And that's when I know this thing gonna die. It was still alive upside down, but this thing gonna die. And yeah. And then it passed away and we buried it. We buried it. Yeah.
Fat Munch.
Yeah, poor Fat Munch. I was in that house for 3 years.
Rest in peace.
2001 to 2000, 2001, 2002. Yeah, we were there for 3 years. So poor goldfish lived for a couple of years and then it just died. It's not the same as other. I think it's not the same as other people though. Like other people who have cats or dogs because they live and they have personality. It's harder when they die. Like it's, you know, for me it's a goldfish. It's like, oh shit, the fish that I liked watching is dead. You know, it grew up big. By the way, it's I guess you could say comparable in size to the tortoise that was in in Brunei. It was huge. It was huge. Yeah, it was a huge goldfish. But yeah, poor thing. Whereas cats, for example. So there was this cat in my ex-girlfriend's house that, yeah, it was her cat, but I've known it for a couple of years. I went to her place quite a lot back then. Got used to petting this cat. This cat got used to me. And then one day, I remember Me and my ex were sitting next to each other. We were smoking outside, and the cat came around, and it wasn't itself. It came to us directly without saying anything. Normally, it's like making noise or meowing, right? But this time, it was quietly walking, like it was exhausted. And I was looking at it, like, what's wrong? And then eventually, it plumped right in front of my ex, and it didn't move. It was alive, didn't move though. It was just like
Oh no.
exhausted. And then
Hmm.
and then eventually I saw, and then the cat started to puke. Started vomiting.
Oh
And
no.
my ex was like, "What's going on? What?" Right? And I was like, "I don't know." Got the brother to come down. They're all watching and trying to feed it water, trying to, this and that. And then the next day when I came around, um, was it the next? Yeah, well, it was the next day I think. I came around. That was when it died. Like I was there. And what happened was that my ex said when the before the cat came to us the first time, there was some cat scrawling at like on the few houses away, like fighting. You can hear fighting noises. And as it turns out, the cat had gashes of like open wound on the stomach. It was attacked.
Oh no.
And so the cat died from, fighting. And so like, oh, it was a sad moment. I watched the older brother and my ex. They went in front of the house where there's a bit of land. He got a shovel, just dug a hole, and he was crying when he was digging. He was just crying when he was digging this. Just
Oh,
crying.
that's sad.
Yeah. And
Hmm.
then my ex put the cat in there and then they buried it. And then we had a few moments of silence. That was the only time I kind of experienced like losing something, Because I never lost anything
Yeah.
before, and that was the first time I kind of saw like a cat kind of pass away. Mm.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. I mean, I guess compared to a goldfish, you don't really
Yeah,
touch
it's
the
so different.
goldfish.
Yeah,
So,
all the memories that I
because
have with this goldfish is it grabbed some pebbles and spat it out. It grabbed my finger and spat it out. That's all I have, right? Whereas this cat was like,
yeah,
whereas this cat was like,
because you're holding it and everything.
the cat's name is Angel. Angel was there when I cried.
Hmm.
I actually got into an argument with my
Hmm.
ex at the time. She went upstairs. I stayed outside. I cried. Angel was with me, and I was like, oh, "Thank you for being here, Angel."
Oh, oh,
you know? Yeah. So yeah, I had those moments. Um. Yeah. So Angel was like, poor thing. It was a completely black cat, entirely black, very silky smooth hair, and damn, I miss her,
what
yo.
color eyes?
I think it was yellow, if I'm not mistaken.
Ah,
Pebbles. I ate it when I was little. Nah, I spit it. Goldfish is cracked. Rip Fat Munch. Yes, that's how you spell it. Fat Munch indeed. Do you prefer having a cat or a dog? For me, a cat. I've never been a doggy person because they're too energetic for me. Like, yes, cats are energetic too. They can be. But, like, dogs are, tongue out, tail wagging, play with me, play with me, play with me now. And I'm like, no, I want to sit and chill, watch TV, sit on my lap, and let me just, just pat. That. I prefer cats. Of course, cats are
um,
can be moody as well, so depends. But I'm definitely more of a cat person. Who is this? Songmi Jom Gong Evie? Hello.
so me, Gone,
Songmi Jong Jom Kong?
me.
I don't know. Hello, on stream. Must be poison.
You're welcome.
Yes, it is. Can't eat grass. Yeah. Lucky for us, like, yes, we do have those. Well, for us, I say my ex. Yeah, they do avoid using poison for the grass and stuff, and the cat knows to eat only our only the grass at home. So like that's lucky for them. And even if they did eat some poisonous stuff, they normally spit it out and not die from it usually.
As long as they're fed properly. Because if they get too hungry and desperate, they'll just eat the poison food or grass. In this
The
case.
kid with food, sure. If your battery's running out, we'll see you later. Yeah, so unfortunately, I do want a cat, even though knowing that, one day they'll go. Maybe a bird as well. I do like me some birds, some quack quacks. Some chickens too.
What kind of
Yeah, I
bird?
like me some chickens. Some ducks, And maybe, I don't know, it depends on which bird it is. Because, like, if you really think about it, some birds, they live for 50 years. So they'll be with you for life,
Like a
So,
budgie, yeah.
some birds last very long time. Whereas cats, like, if they live to 20 years, geez, that's an old cat. Like, that's a survivor right there. Most of them go after like
20
12 to
years?
15
This
years,
is
right?
as me.
Yeah, so
Damn.
I definitely want the cat more than anything else. Maybe. I don't know, I do like me some quack quacks as well. So you guys know, I guess a lot of people probably don't know this. I watch a lot of animal videos. Like a lot. A lot, a lot. A lot. And my favorite ones are usually chickens and ducks, because, I don't know, they're just adorable to me. I used to... speaking of pets again. Yeah, I used to... I wouldn't call them pets. They're like farm animals that I like hanging out in. My house back then, we had a chicken coop. And we fenced an area. And so they stayed in this fenced area, right? And back then, I used to always go inside the chicken coop and play with the chickens. Even though, they're farm animals, they're supposed to produce eggs for us and things like that. And yeah, I still enjoyed being in there. And there was this one chicken in general. I think we called it bolat back then, like circular, round.
Because it's
And
fat?
yeah, it was very round. It wasn't fat. It was small but very circular, you know? And this chicken followed me wherever I went. Like, it was the only one that just followed me around. And I'm like, eh. And then every other chicken was like hanging out, doing their own thing. They don't mind if we get close, but they normally do their own thing, right? But this one particular chicken followed me wherever I went. And I really liked that a lot. And I played with them a lot as when I was younger, just patting their heads and like brushing their wings and things like that. And then back then, this was I guess you could say, when I was young, I knew that birds can fly and chickens couldn't. That was what's in my head. But one thing that surprised me was there was this tree in the middle of the chicken coop. It was quite tall. Not super tall to a point that, you can easily fly off the fence. But it was kind of tall. And if you sat there long enough, you would watch chickens climb up on top of this tree. They would climb from tree branch to tree branch to tree branch. And once they get to the top, they would jump off and glide. And just glide down, just parachute down.
Yeah, they can glide.
And I'm like,
yeah.
what the heck? What are they doing? They kept doing it. And I was like, so chickens don't fly, but they do like to try.
Cool.
They do like to try.
They would like to try.
Yeah. And I thought that was adorable back then, because you like literally, like, you just watch and they're just doing this thing over and over, and I'm like, huh. Sometimes I stay at the top and just sit there. But usually they jump off. That's cool. That's kind of cute. But eventually, once again, Bolat the chicken died as well. I guess you could say it was one of the first chickens that died, actually. So I guess you could say the roundness is actually a defect. Something was wrong with it. So it died at a young age. Very young age. because the other chicken survived for much longer than that. So it just randomly died. So even though this chicken was super
The
adorable and
round
round,
boy.
it wasn't meant to be round, you know? So, so it died. And then that was the first time that I guess I've witnessed something dying in my life, because that was when I was 5, 6 years old, something like that. And my brother got a shovel. We went out to the backyard in underneath one of the palm trees, dug a hole. It was a very not deep hole. And then we put the chicken in there. The chicken was wrapped in a bag, and then not a plastic bag, like a cloth bag. Put it in there, and then just buried it and put a stick on it saying, "This is where Bolat stand." You know, Bolat was buried here. I kind of remember just about where it is still, where we buried him. But unfortunately, that place now belongs to another house, because my father sold the back of the land at the back of the house. So, goodbye, Bullet. Very nice. Actually, I'm not sure if it's. I'm not sure if it's sold. That spot specifically. I'm not sure if it's sold to the neighbor. Don't think so. I think it's still there actually. Maybe one day I'll find it. Find a little stick.
The round bird. The round kiki.
Hello, Bob. Welcome to stream. How you doing? Oh, hello. Yes, this is Zuriaf, indeed. You remember Ika or Bob? Yeah, he's on stream.
Hello.
Life has an ending, Mito. Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Actually, we had a lot of land back then. We had a lot of land back then. It was two hectares. The amount of land that we had was 2 hectares. Yeah, it's quite a lot, because the main reason why my dad had a lot of land was because he was selling palm trees. And eventually, yeah, we did sell it. It was like $300 per tree. And we had hundreds of trees. It was like a very long-term investment, but we sold for thousands. And and the trees were sold to, like, 6-star hotels. We have a 6-star hotel in Brunei. And so they bought our trees, and they took it away. They did it themselves. We just sold it to them. And back then, when we still had 2 hectares of land, like I said, we live on a hill, and our house is the only one there. And back then, my dad collected a lot of like spare golf balls that he used to play, and we had a big bag of it. And we're like, "Dad, can we hit these balls into the trees?" And he's like, "Yeah, whatever, go for it. It's not gonna use it anyway." And I'm like, "Awesome!" So from the top of the top of the hill, we're like, and then this thing would go over the trees and just land somewhere in there, and you can hear the smacking, like you can hear it hit the palm trees and then hit the dirt. You can hear it hit the dirt as well. It's like, and I'm like, it landed somewhere there. And yeah, we did a lot of that. Golfing on the hill. Yeah, I guess you could say my childhood was pretty good, because I guess lucky for me, my family was relatively rich back then. But once my father retired, no longer rich. We're normal now. But yeah, we were kind of rich back then. We had maids, we had workers who worked for us. We didn't have bodyguards or anything, just people working for us. And even now they still come visit us every now and then, the people who used to work for us, because obviously, yes, they work for us, but eventually they'll find work for themselves and they'll move on once the contract's over, right? So those people still come visit us every now and then, and I would look at them. I'm like, wait a minute, last time I saw you was 10 years ago. Wait, are you still that person? And he's looking at me going, wow, you've grown up. And I'm like, yes. Yes, I did. And then when my sister was getting married, wow, he was the biggest donator. This one dude that always visits us, and he was the biggest donator for the marriage. He donated quite a few grand. Like, what? Are you serious? And he's like, yes, you guys took care of me when I was, first in Brunei and looking for a life here. Here. And an envelope was like 4,000. And we're like, what the heck? Oh, I guess.
Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. And it's the first marriage of the family as well. So it was a big deal back then. The only one, the only marriage of the family. But that wedding costed so much. Jesus. Oh man, it costed so much. But that's what happens when you invite everybody and everybody that you know. It's like 200, 300 people showed up.
Of course.
Jeez.
Yep.
And it wasn't just a one-day event as well. It was several days. The one-day event was like, the annunciation of my sister, and they do the little dance thing. I don't know what they call it. It's like when I remember my role was I stayed downstairs in my uncle's place, and then when it was time, we get in the van, and I would hold an umbrella above the groom.
Yeah.
And then we would spin around. We would spin around a few times, 3 times. And I'm like, when this was happening, singing was happening, chanting was happening, and like music. And I was just with this umbrella. And the funny thing is, I'm talking to the groom, and he's not Malay, he's French. And I'm like, oh wow, we be spinning around, bro. We be spinning around. And he's like, yep. He was kind of like, yes, he didn't know what was truly going on. Neither did I. I didn't really know what was going on. But it was like, Malay tradition, spin around, and then you walk into the place, and then there's these 2 big chairs where the husband sits and then the wife sits, and then people give them, I don't know what, prayers or flowers, or I don't know, something, I don't know, shake their hands, salam and everything. And yeah, it was so much things happening, and all I remember was bits and pieces of what I needed to do. And I remember I had to hold this umbrella, and the thing is, in my head, I was thinking, this umbrella is not very good for holding rain away, because not only is it small, it's also very wide, wide. So it's like, it's not like an umbrella, it goes down, but this one is like just flat. And I'm like looking at this umbrella going, if it rained right now, it's just not very good, is it? And it did rain a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. And I was just holding this thing like, yep, I'm just following this dude. I'm just following them. I'm just following. I need to not spin that way. Yeah. So like, I don't know. That's what happened then, and it was kind of like, I guess, memorable to a certain degree. It's just not something I'm used to. Oh my god. And the thing is, even like, I speak mainly Malay, mainly English still back then, even now. It's like they were explaining. There was a meeting in the uncle's place before everything happened. There was a whole group of us, and then like they were talking in Malay, and I just went, and then I'm like, yeah, and I went to a relative who was, who I could speak to, and I said, I don't understand. Can you translate what I need to do? I had to do that. It was so like nerve-wracking for me. Oh dear. Okay. I remember crying when I was a kid because my parents brought a new car and sold the old one, so I cried because I missed the old car. I mean, I guess you could grow attached to vehicles too.
Attachment to objects,
I actually do have sentimental attachment to objects as well. Like I still have my baby blanket with me, you know? It's still with me.
Aww. Actually,
Mm.
I'm a
I'm
baby pillow
30,
still.
30 years old, 31,
Same here.
and I still have my baby blanket. It's ripped,
It's
but
actually
I'm like,
cute.
when my mom
Aww.
visits me, I'll give it to her and be like, Mom, can you sew it back together? And she'd be like, you want this thing sewed together? And I'm like, Mom, sew it back together. And she's like, okay. Yeah, and she would fix it for me. She visited me 2 years ago, and that's exactly what happened. Like, it already had a rip. It's a big one in the middle, and I'm like, ah, oh, man, this big,
Oh
ah,
no.
oh, damn it, man. And then my mom visited, and I'm like, Mom, yeah, I still have the baby blanket. And she's like, what? Seriously, you never threw it up? And I'm like, no. And then she's like, and then more like, and I'm like, and there's a big rip in it. Can you fix it? And she's like, what? You want me to fix it? And then I brought it over and she looked at it and she's like, wow, ducky, didn't he? It's so old, you know? It's so old. It doesn't look like it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Because back then, it was silky yellow, like yellow cream color. Very yellow cream color, you know? And then now it's kind of like gray? Gray black? That's what it turned into. It's still silky smooth.
Yeah,
it's just that the color is gone.
Yeah, the
and
color faded. Also, how many?
yeah.
30 years? Yes.
Yeah, 30 years. And the sad thing, and this is the most saddest thing to me, I used to have 5, 6, 7 copies of these things. Now I only have one. I lost it in university.
Oh, no.
I don't know how I lost it in university. I lost all the others.
Oh, no.
So the one that I have now was still on my bed during university. The rest of it, I don't know where it went. So heartbroken. Rip other blankets. They were all identical too, from the same material, from the same exact size, the same everything.
Same color?
Same color. Same design, same cloth. So I lost it all in university when I was 21, 22, 23. When I came back, Mom asked me, oh, what happened to the others? And I'm like, wait. What?
The others?
Yeah, the others. And I think I know what happened. I had a box, that a big computer box that I used to put my computer in when I moved to the university. But that's also where I like shoved all my stuff in to move. And I don't know what happened to that box. It could still be, I could still have it for all I know, and it's just hidden somewhere in a box in my room, in my Melbourne house, I don't know, storage, I don't know. But it also could be gone because I have no idea where that box went. Could be gone.
The quest for the BB blankets, you know? You can try to find them.
It's gone. See you later, Putra. Thanks for dropping by. 6 stars, yeah, the Empire Hotel. Come on, Bob. Come on. They bought my palm trees. It's a 6-star. It is a 6-star hotel, right? I think so. Let me.
I don't know. I'm
pretty sure it's a 6-star. Yeah, so that's how that turned out to be. And that's how I became to be who I am now. Hey guys. Yeah.
So because of the baby blankets.
Yeah, man. I mean, without the baby blanket, I would be a different person altogether. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. I would have been a very different person, yo. You know what I'm saying, man? Come on. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The baby blanket helped me sleep really well, you know? If I didn't sleep well, maybe I would have been stressed out more. I would have been more exhausted. I would have been, you know, who knows what happens when you lack sleep for many, many years, right? And it does affect people, just so you guys know. Don't skip on sleep. But because I have this baby blanket, I've always slept really well. In other words, yeah, I am who I am at my optimal sleep. Haha. 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 네, 지비토상. You don't know about hotels, you're not Bruneian either. Oh yeah, you're not Bruneian, yeah, I forgot. Sorry about that, Bob. I didn't mean to expose you or anything. Oh my god. Oh yeah, guys, back to the first topic. I don't know what it is that I'm doing these days. I think I know what I need to do. I just need to look for another job. And at the moment, I think I'm gonna get into government, if possible. Government job. I already have administration history. Usually you need administration background to work for the government. And I do. So I have 2-3 years worth of experience. So in other words, I think I can get into administration. Working, you know, pushing paperwork, filing some things, and, you know, that kind of stuff. I definitely need an office job. I cannot do anything laborious. So, because of my health problem, and I'll still try to get fit on my own terms, of course. Just because I have a desktop doesn't mean that I, you know, shouldn't move. Like, I'm still dancing here and there. I'm still, you know, you know. I'm still doing things. Yeah. But then again, some people might see this as like lazing around, right? Technically, it is true, but it's also technically not true because I'm very expressive in VR chat.
I know.
For the people that know me in VR chat, yes, I do lay down every now and then, but a lot of the time I'm like kind of standing around, saying hi to people, reaching out to people's faces, things like that, right? Just like this person last night went to private world, eh? Huh? Did you guys do anything?
What do you mean?
So last night, guys.
No, that's true.
No, so last night, guys. Last night, I went to Kampong Melayu, and I'm here thinking, I want to look for some people. Where are they at, right? That's what I was thinking. I went to gazebo number 1. That's where most of my friends were. No, I think it's number 2, the corner. And that's where most of my friends were. And I was saying, hi, bye, hello, people, hello, hi, you know? And then through the mirror, you can see people on the opposite side, like way behind me. And so I turn around to look, and I'm like... And then I open my menu so I can see the name, and I'm like, oh, it's Zuriaf, because I can see the big Z, right? And then I'm like, I should go say hi. I go there, he's not alone. And I was like, yo, Zuriaf, what up? La 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 la. And then he was like chilling on the side, like, you know, like, bruh, I'll be chilling, you know. Yeah, just like that. And so I was playing around with my avatar at the time, so I was kind of like occupied with doing things. And then I realized that his 2 friends were English speakers. And that told me that these 2 friends of his are usually lewd. Because when you go to Kampong Melayu, you normally meet Malaysian people, you normally meet Singaporean people, Indonesian people, the people who are involved with Kampong Melayu somehow or another. Like in my case, I have a lot of Malaysian friends, right? So they're normally involved in one way or another, right? And so when I saw these 2 others who spoke English, I was like, oh, these guys are not Kampong Melayu people. These guys are Zuriaf people. And if I'm not mistaken, Zuriaf people are very lewd, right? Very itchy, very, you know.
None of them.
And then
No.
And I was there, right? And I was just chilling, hanging. And then he was like, oh my god, I'm so...
No.
A H word. He said a H word. I'm so... you know? And then I'm like, what? And then like teasingly, I have this avatar that has a bamboo on its mouth and it's blindfolded, and it's a lewd avatar. And then I stood there in front of him, like blindfolded and bamboo in the mouth, and I was like, I was just standing there, and I was like, yeah, maybe this is for you, Zarif. Like, yeah, this is for you. And then he started going
I'm gonna blow the
crazy.
head out.
The two people started hugging his face, like got real close to him, started teasing him, and then this guy snapped. And he's like, all right, fine, let's go. He drops a portal to a private world. I know what's gonna happen. And I was like, you guys have fun. The first person went in, Zuriev goes in, and me and this Tom guy, he was like, are you gonna come? And I'm like, nah, man, the loot stuff, not for me, man. Nah.
I know
And he's like, oh, yeah, that's alright. And then the portal disappeared, so I spoke to him a bit longer, and then he crashed, unfortunately. And then I think he went to your map. And so, yeah, I don't know what's going on in that private map, you know? Maybe you could inform us a bit more about that map.
Another stream.
Yeah, see guys, just so you know, people might say, Mizu uses a few lewd avatars here and there. I do, but I don't get myself involved in that stuff. No.
That's the thing, Mizu isn't that lewd. Mizu is not that lewd.
I tease a lot,
And
that's about it. But
only
I don't...
when you're drunk.
What? No? I'm pretty sure when I'm drunk, you
Only
still
when
can't
you're
take
drunk,
advantage of me.
different, dude.
Am I?
No. No, you don't take a look.
I know that when I'm drunk, I tease way more.
You too much, way too much. Honestly, way too much, you know?
Nah, man.
At one time, where you were drunk, you were like, with that bamboo avatar. Let's do this, yeah? You like this.
Oh, that was in front of a lot of people too. Right? There was like 7 of us or 8 of us there. Yeah. I remember that day. Yeah, I remember that day. There was so many of us, and they were all doing things of their own.
Yeah.
Some people were smoking marijuana, some people were smoking their vapes, some people were drinking like me, and then and everyone was loud. I think, from my perspective, everyone was talking. There was like 8 people in front of a mirror, like 8, 9 people, and then I see Zuriev laying down with someone, and I was like, oh, Zuriev, I got something to show you. Yeah. I got something to show you, bro. And I can tell you, he enjoyed it. So, just so you guys know, I really do think that Avatar is pretty adorable. From the neck downwards is a different story, but the head upwards, I think it's quite cute, quite adorable to me anyway. Just so you know, there are other avatars that look like that, but doesn't have the blindfolds and the bamboo thing. It just looks normal. So I do know what it looks like. That's why I think it's cute. And so that avatar, so I have VRChat Plus. VRChat Plus is like a membership thing. You pay $10 per month, something like that, and you get a few perks. One of the perks that I use it for is saving avatars. So they split your avatar saves into 4. 25, 25, 25, 25 avatars. The top 25 are my all-time favorites, which is this one's in there, you know, the black avatar's in there, the purple hair avatar's in there. My all-time favorites are the top. The second one are all of my avatars that I use every now and then. Here, let me just show you guys what I mean. So this is my first line. Like, avatars like this would always be in my all-time favorites, you know? Because, you know, this avatar's adorable and things like that.
Yeah,
and
this
then
is adorable.
And then this one as well. If it changes. If it changes. Here we go. Okay. So this one, whoa,
There's
why am I
this.
black in here? The lighting in this map's weird. So you guys know what
That's the
this looks like.
lighting.
Yeah, so the lighting is weird in this map, but this is another one that I save in there. Of course, many people have met me the first time with this avatar. And this would be also another all-time favorite. Wow, I'm so dark. What's with this map? Can we just go to another map so I don't look
this
ridiculous?
one. Yes. Let's go.
Let's go to Quack Quack. No, let's go to single. Yeah. 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 Nah, how dare? Okay, there we go. Yeah. So, yeah, you guys get the idea. Like, a lot of my all-time favorite avatars are the very first line of favorites. These are the ones that I save permanently. And, it has a lot of sentimental value with these avatars, right? Because, you know, I met a lot of my friends with this avatar. So this is obviously the very first. Let me get rid of the BGM. Boop. There we go. Yeah, so this is the avatars that I save. And then there's a handful of others too that are in here. Just recently, you guys have seen me use this one, I think. I'm not certain, but I think so. So this is another one that I saved on that. This is a dancing avatar that I like using. And then the second line of avatars are avatars that I've used in the past, long past. And I will always use them again one day. And once again, I think you guys have seen me use this one. This is a dancing avatar. It's in one of my videos. It's, you know, that's my second line. A lot of these are like things I've used in the past and will use again one day. The third line is e-girls. All of them are like cutesy girls, you know? And I don't know how to make it more simply, but that's how I would call it. These are all the girls. The girls of, you know, that people use to
Because it was sim for.
Yeah, the girls you would simp for, you know? Like, I'll give you an idea. No one has seen me use this one, I think. This one, for example, it's very girl, you know, like,
Oh,
yeah, like if I,
that's cute.
yeah, it's adorable. So some people will be like, "Well, Miz always uses cutesy avatars." That's because it came from the third line, and this is one of them, right? And then the last one is a whole bunch of mixed bag of random, like random as heck.
Random and
There are
weird.
Quest compatible avatars. There are male avatars in here. There are sandwiches in here. Like look at this.
What?
This is a sandwich. Can I look? This. I save avatars like this. This is my last line. It's very stupid. It's unnecessary. It's very no reason to have it type thing. I save male avatars here too, as well as weird avatars or camera avatars. Like this one, for example, is in the last line as well. I actually like this avatar a lot. It's stupid, but hi guys, I'm a creeper. And I can wobble my feet. Look at this. Yeah, it works in full body. Look at me go. Yeah. What?
Mizu,
It's a creeper.
Mizu,
What?
it looks like it's not a creeper, but it's something else.
No, don't worry about it. It's a creeper that's about to blow up. And the main reason why I'm saying this is because I saved the bamboo girl in the first line because I really like it. I won't show it to you guys on
I use that
stream
a lot now.
because not on stream.
Nope,
You'll see it on Ren's stream though. Every now
demonetized.
and then Ren's like, I don't care, is it? It's an 18+ stream. I'm like, okay. It's not naked, so it's not like against anything.
Right,
It just
sexual
it's
innuendos, I guess.
yeah, it's just, you know, that's all. That's all.
Yeah. Super. Dude.
This one definitely approved. It is something else there. Yeah, the girls on the third line. There's a lot of them. Okay, let me see. They're a constant looter pog. Yeah, that's true. Zaref always a looter.
I'm not always a looter. No.
Hello, Candied Fruits. Bye bye, Candied
Am I
Fruits.
looting you now?
Yeah, you're looting me in front of stream.
Am I
How could you?
looting you now?
I'm just reading chat and you're doing things to
I'm
me.
not.
How could you?
I'm whooping you.
Miss, yeah, I think now's the time to join and stop him. He's gonna do something more.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh, wait, what?
Oh yeah. You guys more interested more in the avatars that I saved? Let me show you another one on which line do you want? I'm guessing the e-girls, right? Let's see. This one. Right?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But people keep looking at
Hell
something
yeah.
else. I don't care about this thing. I care about this stuff. Like, look at
Hell
this.
yeah. Ah,
Yeah.
look at
me.
sleeves. Look at a small ribbon. And look at the hair.
I like the ribbon stuff. And I guess the hairstyle, like, I really like this hairstyle because it's just one-sided. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
why
like
I like it.
yours.
And then there's another one. This one's kind of tall, but I really like the adorable face because it's quite innocent. Yeah, and the glasses.
Yeah, that's tall.
And then what else is there? I saved this one as well. I used to use this one for quite a bit back then. Some people know me as this avatar actually because I did use it for quite a bit. This one's cute too. I think so too. Yeah, you see what I mean by like these are the girls, right? And look at the heels, bruh. Oh, you have that avatar too. Yeah. Yeah, you guys know what it is. Now you can see what it is that I save here and there. Of course I don't need them. I don't have to save them. I can always remove them, right? And I do remove them. Here's another girly girl. Yeah. Meow meow, brother. Meow meow.
Yum, yum.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I have it. Oh dear.
So adorable. What the fuck?
And of course, once upon a time, a stream long time ago, I did use this avatar too. You guys remember?
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah. This is the third line of all the avatars.
Sure. There you go.
Is that a male avatar?
It's a female.
I think the jacket's too big, the jumper. But yeah, you guys remember me using this avatar as well in one of Ren's podcasts. And of course I have this one too. This one's adorable. Right guys? Yeah. I used to
Adorable.
there's a person that always used this avatar or the other avatar. There's matching avatar for this. And whenever I visited that person, I would always use the opposite. So if she's using the pink one, I would use this one.
Give it a song.
No, thank you.
On says,
I love you.
I love you.
Yeah, so
Oh, thank you.
yeah, I have these avatars too. They're cute and adorable. Very fluffy, you know, very extremely fluffy, these things. Wow. I have some dancing avatars there. And this one, of course, maybe some people have seen this one before. Maybe not. Maybe. I'm not sure. If I load, I know this avatar is big. Maybe I'll load someday. Maybe. Nice one, Zurif. Hi guys. Yeah. How's it going, guys? Yeah, I have this avatar too. That's on my third line. So these are the girly girls, e-girls avatars that I have on that line. This kind of thing. Of course, there are, of course, avatars that I would never show stream. Because they're less protected. But you know, it's still kind of like this. They're all kind of like this, I guess you could say. And my second line of avatars, oof, I miss these a lot. I used these a lot back then. But anyways, there you go, guys. These are Mizu avatars. Let me use an avatar from the first line.
Mizu's avatars.
Yeah. Once again, we'll go back to innocent Mizu. Because Mizu is innocent, right, guys? Right, guys? Mizu is innocent, right, guys?
Yeah,
right? Yeah, right, guys?
Mizu is innocent.
Mizu is innocent, right, guys?
Yeah, Mizu is innocent.
Yeah, Mizu is innocent. Oh my god, Zurif. Why this avatar? Right, guys?
Why is
Oh my
avatar? Yo, it's a wholesome guy avatar, you know? Wholesome, I guess.
I will join you if it's uncontrollable. The hairstyle's cool. Yeah, you guys. Oh my god, you guys want me to do that? Actually, speaking of voices, right? Last night, I was talking to... Raccoon was here. Oh no, he joined later. It was me, Keroro. Mainly me and Keroro talking to each other, right? And just so you guys know, Keroro is also a YouTuber. Go subscribe to him. Keroro. Keiroro. And so me and Keroro were hanging out, and I didn't know that he doesn't know me much. You know what I mean? I thought he kind of knew me, but I guess he doesn't because we hardly. Yes, we hang out with each other around a group, but we only talk about group topics, right? Like COVID and YouTube and work and not work. Like usually topics that groups can join in, but it's never a one-on-one talk where we get to know each other. Where do you live? What happened to you? What are you doing in life? What do you know? We never got to that point, right? And I forgot. I forgot that I don't know him that well, and he doesn't know me that well either, even though we're good friends already. You know what I mean? So the other day, yesterday, I was talking to him, and Lucky was there and Ika was there too. And the thing is, Lucky was starting to do this weird thing with his voice where he goes really high pitch. He started to do those weird things, right? And then we made a joke out of it, but then we switched to this topic where I said to Keroro, like, because every time Lucky did it, I did it too. When Lucky goes, "Oh my god," I would say, "Oh my god" as well, right? Just copied him. And and then I was like, and then Keroro had a reaction to it. He was like, "What the hell was that, Vizu?" And I'm like, "Huh? Oh yeah, right." And then I realized he's never heard me use that voice, right? He's never heard of it before. So I was like, "Oh yeah, Keroro, you've never heard of me use that before, have you?" And he's like, "No." And I'm like, "Huh." And then I told him, like, you know what, Keroro, like, speaking about voices, we actually joked around on Discord. Me and Ren joked around. I was saying, like, Ren, one of these days I will stream Apex and join in a random queue solo and play with 2 random people, and I'll use that voice all the way. Watch out, guys! Someone's over there. I need some frags. You guys have a shield battery? I'll fix it even more, but yeah, pretty much that's the idea. And I was kind of joking around that, and then I also told Keroro that I also kind of had this thought of wanting to sing with it before, and Miss J wanted me to sing with it as well. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh, I need to practice more. Because here's the thing. Yes, I can comfortably use that because it doesn't hurt my throat, but I've never spoken in that voice before. I've always made random sounds, like ah, things like that. Always made random sounds like that. And then I never said words. I never made sentences. I mostly just made noises, right? And so I was joking to Keroro, and he's like, "Oh my god, dude, you should do it." He was very encouraging. I guess he thought the idea was really funny, and he's like, "Oh, come on," and I told him like, "Oh, I kind of need. I don't know if it's like, for example, if you listen to someone speak like that, does it seem realistic to you? To me, it's a no. It sounds like someone playing fun with you, right?" So I told him like, "Keroro, I don't know, man. It's not very real yet. Like, it's not real because." If I use that voice, it's not really like legit, right? So I kind of want to fix it more before I actually try. That's what I told him. And then he's like, "No, come on, do some right now. Do some right now." I'm like, "Oh my god." And the thing is, I said to him, usually I'm not shy. Usually I'll do a little bit. Like or sometimes I am shy actually, but in this case, there was this other person who was standing right here, and he was watching attentively. He has VR, so you could see his body language looking at me, and I'm like, I'm a bit shy because someone's literally staring at us, listening to everything. Otherwise, I would be, brave enough to just, you know. Oh my god. But yeah, I can't sing songs like that, not entirely. I can do little bits and pieces if I'm up for it. But yeah, that's the voice thing, right? What did
No
I
voice
say?
thing.
Use your that because Miss J mentioned use your lolly voice singing while playing guitar with that avatar. Oh my god. Music innocent. Yeah, that's true. Hello, Lucas.
Yeah. Quotation marks.
Lucky, yeah, Lucky started doing it, man. I was like, you know how Lucky played around with voice changer a while ago? He doesn't play around with voice changer anymore. He actually uses his own voice to go, "Hello, hi." You know? He uses his own voice to do that now. And I'm like,
What?
what happened?
What?
Yeah.
My god, Lucky's
He doesn't
turning
use
into a
voice changer
trap.
anymore. And I'm like, uh-oh. What's 1 plus
It's
1?
gonna
Oh
be
my
a trap.
god. Yeah, that's true. Very difficult. Anti-tab dodger. You gotta stop with that voice. Yeah. You gotta stop before it destroys people's ears.
Oh, you're gonna make people act up.
See ya, Miss Itchy. We'll see you later. Sometimes he's just overdoing it, and I told him to do it again. Then he'll stop. Yeah. Yeah, ask Lucky. Go for it. I don't want to expose him on stream too much, But yeah.
Well, you exposed me.
Oh yeah, because you're here. If Lucky was here, then sure. But you know what I mean. Like Lucky's not here, so I don't want to say much. All I know is that all I can say is that I'm shocked. You're sub cuz yo, what up? Is Ren streaming today? I think he would be, right? But yeah. Yeah, I kind of want to stream Apex and like troll people a little bit. I don't think I want to do it too much though, cuz it'll sound really fakey if I talk too much with it. Yeah, expose people when they're here, you know what I mean? I won't expose them if they're not here. Like I try not to. I
Suppose
say enough within context.
please.
Like I'll say enough within context, That's all. But that's where that came from.
The
Yeah,
context
guy.
that people think I'm horny now.
Wait, you're the one who said it. I didn't say nothing. I said the H word. That's all.
Yeah, but I It's really implied that I am.
I don't know. I don't know if it's implied or not. Is it? Oh no, my full body's out. So you guys know this is what it looks like when I run out of full body. I was sitting like this just now,
Come on,
and
up your legs.
now my battery is out. So when I turn, it doesn't move. It moves stiff. That means my full body battery has run out.
Your legs.
No, your legs are too small, and you're being a bit lewd sitting behind me like that. Please, 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 no. I'm gonna turn off my.
No.
Let me take off my tracker.
Being legs.
Alright, now I'm just
Is
VR
am I
Mizu.
going to be known as Lewd?
Huh?
The Lewdy of the stream? Am I gonna be known as
No.
that?
I mean, maybe, because there was about 10, 12 people watching, I think, when I said that. Or maybe 9 or 8 people, I'm not sure. It's not that many people. Right, guys? You know what? There's only a few of you guys saying things, but there's like 9 people watching. I'm pretty sure, I think one of them is you, right? Are you watching as well? You are. So, me and you makes 2. So there's 7 others, and I think 3 people are talking right now. Just 3. 4. So in other words, there are 3 other people who are silently watching. Never mind, there's 10 people now.
Yeah.
There's more people watching. And you're being lewd right now. How could you? How could you be lewd in my stream?
I'm not being rude.
Look at this avatar, you guys.
Posing.
Horny and... See the horns? I'm talking about the horns. I'm not talking about Zuriath being horny. I'm talking about the avatar being horny. And like, this pose as well. Like, let me just go in front of him. There you go. Is that less lewd, you guys? There you go. You can see his face now only. Oh my god.
I'm the lewd one.
Choke me like you hate me, but you love me. Isn't that a song? Oh yeah, I was talking about how people shape their voices as well, because Kiroro was kind of thinking that he couldn't shape his voice at all, because you know he has a relatively manly voice. He's kind of deep as well, and he was saying like and he was saying that you know he thinks that it's a talent or a gift, right? And I said to him, no, anyone can shape themselves, because I've known people who change their voice from male to female or female to male before because they're transgender. So I've known them, right? And it does work over time, so long as you work on it, right? And so I told Kara, like, dude, technically speaking, my voice is also different. This is how I sound now, right? Keep this in your mind. My pitch, my voice pitch is higher than other people right now. Generally speaking, right? Mine's higher than Zuriath, for example, right? But then, if I open my throat up, this is how I sound like. It's much deeper. I'm not making it deeper. I'm not making it deeper. I just opened my throat. That's all I did. And when I do open my throat, it naturally deepens. I'm still speaking in the same way I did just now. It just sounds different, doesn't it? Because I opened it. And so I told Keroro, I said, dude, like, let me open my throat for you, and then you'll hear this difference. And this is it. It's still me. It's still the same voice. I'm not making it deeper. I'm not making it lighter. It's just, this is my normal speaking when my throat is open. But then, when I close it up again and push it up high, that's where it is. Here it is again. It's like this. I'm still speaking like before, but now my throat is closed, right? So I told him, like, you can shape your voice if you want to work on it. Same with girls. If you guys want to make it, if you girls want to make it deeper, you open your throat. Open it. So it's kind of like that. Yeah, so I know that some people don't like my voice like this. Some people prefer me open throat because it's more natural or something like that. But the opposite also happens with me. Even just now, before I started streaming, I went to visit my friend Sahaku, and he has a bunch of friends there. And one of them walked next to me and said, "Hello." The Korean person doesn't speak much English, but he knows to say English first because my name was English, right? And I unmuted myself and I just said, hello? And then his reaction was, oh my god, your voice, oh, it's so good, it's so good. And I'm like, what? And then they started speaking Korean to each other, to my friend Sahako. And Sahako was like, oh my god, Mizu, he really likes your voice. Your voice is like his type. And I'm like, what? And then he started speaking Japanese a little bit. And then they were saying like, oh, does he speak Japanese? And then they looked at me and I said, yeah, a little bit. And this was all in Japanese. And then he said it like my voice is his type. Anta no koe wa watashi no konomi desu. And I'm like, what? Ma, your type. and I'm trying to not laugh because when I laugh I go high pitch, right? So I just stay humble, like, haha, you're funny, haha. No, my voice is poo poo. I don't know. That was what happened just before I started stream, literally. And then after I did that, I went to yeah, I don't know. So I literally said, I think I asked twice, like, is he gay or something? And I think Sahako didn't hear it though. He didn't answer me.
He probably likes traps. I guess that's what he meant. And
Yeah,
your voice
probably.
was his type.
Yeah. So I don't know. So people like that, even guys, even if they're straight, I'm guessing they still like this type of voice. But I also know the opposite, right? Some people like it a lot. Some people hate it, like literally hate it because it's just higher pitched than others. And I guess you could say yes, I'm doing it on purpose because when I wake up, just fresh, when I wake up, my throat is automatically open. So when I wake up, I'm groggy, my voice is really deep, and that's where it'll be. Yeah. But when I'm up and awake or being mischievous or being annoying, I'll use this voice. It's like it just switches to that.
Yeah, you open your throat just now and then naturally went back to the high pitch.
It actually hurts to switch. There we go. It's back to open again. So now this is my normal voice that I've used for many years in the past. Most of my life I've used this one. Very normal sounding, right? Very natural sounding. And then
Yeah.
4 years ago I started to become more annoying and I started to like be more higher pitch and then I'm like, hi guys, how are you? Yeah. There you go. You heard me talk while transitioning from low to high just now.
There you go.
Hello, Star. I do not speak Russian. Sorry, Star.
So which one do you prefer? Open throat or the
I think
throat?
It depends on my mood. I am naturally in the middle, I think, usually speaking. Or like somewhere here. Here we go. Somewhere here, kind of in the middle, where it's not the high, it's not the low, it's not completely open and deep. It's kind of in the middle. I think that's where it normally is. But if I get excited, it'll go higher and higher and higher. Because when I start laughing, it actually goes up, right? I've never laughed like a normal person before, right? I've always been the type of person, right? So yeah, so that's it there. I silently leave hearing while playing game from the beginning. Ah, you're here, Misaki, all this time. I tried to make it deeper, but cannot. It's opening your throat. It naturally deepens itself. You don't physically deepen it like lower and lower. No, you can't. No. It's more to do with opening your throat. When you open your throat, the pitch drops automatically. It's the same. Like you guys heard it from me just now. My pitch dropped when I opened my throat. Kind of like that. Every time I do this, I mean, that's because it's funny. Come on. I'm being entertained. Oh my god. I mean, I don't know. I like listening to voices, but when they try something new, it's always, entertaining to me. Just like Lucky using his new voice, that was entertaining to me. I
Oh my
actually had to run
god.
for a while. After I first heard it, I was like, wait, Lucky, was that you just now? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, Lucky. And then eventually he did it again. And when he did, I had to run for a bit. I was like, oh my god, what happened to Lucky? What happened to him? Oh my god. Because for Lucky, he's used to me using this voice because um, I didn't do it on purpose back then, but I naturally did. Like 8 years ago, 9 years ago, when I first met Lucky, and I did ask him. I'm like, Lucky, you're used to me speaking like this, right? And he's like, yeah. And then I said, did I also do the same thing 8, 9 years ago? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So it's no for him. It's nothing surprising, right? Nothing surprising. But for me and Lucky, the opposite direction, it is surprising because I've always known Lucky to be the chill dude. Chill dude who, very chill,
Mhm.
doesn't do anything
I just
silly,
tell you. Suddenly lewd. I mean, not lewd, I mean, high pitch.
If I'm making my sound deeper, it sounds so fake. Yeah, 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 that's the difference. The fake sound, that's what I want to fix when I go high pitch. I want to try and fix that so that it's more annoying, more realistic, I guess.
Come on, annoying. My
Yeah,
god.
there is one spot in my throat that makes it sound right, but most of the time I miss that
Hmm.
spot. I miss it. It's like 80% of the
Actually, you
time
need to
I do it wrong.
practice.
20% of the time I do it right. So I just need to hit that spot.
Hmm.
You cute. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh, you're cute. You are Russian. Yes, yes. Welcome to Australian stream. I'm
You
from
are cute.
Australia. Welcome.
Yeah, Mizu is cute.
You wanna try my
Very
visit just now?
cute.
Come on. If I laugh, it means it's a good thing. You should keep going. Don't get too shy about it. Just keep going. My voice is actually pretty deep, but I love to have kids' voice because I love trolling people in Gmod. Gmod community kind of toxic. Yeah, I mean it has its uses for sure. Like it has its uses for sure because there are times where I use that voice
Yes.
to imply something or to make something sound more sillier. Like imagine me saying it to Zuriaf like if people are accusing him of being lewd, I could be like, yeah, yeah, he's pretty lewd. Or I could use a different voice like, yeah, he's pretty lewd. Wow. You know? It gives a different message, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hmm. So that kind of thing, I think it's useful to use. Right, Ren? Right, Ren? Useful, right? Yeah, you know how to use. Yeah. Yeah, you know how to use. Yeah, one of these days we gotta do it. We gotta do. Ren, you know what I've been thinking? I've been thinking about maybe I should play Valorant like a few matches with you, and like have 3 random people with us, and you stay Kermit and I stay high pitched. So throughout the entire match, we just
You
use
and
those voices.
Carmen.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. I still have Valorant installed, you know. I still don't mind. I wouldn't say don't mind. It's kind of like I still want to play, but it's just that it gives me anxiety. The same as Apex. I wanna play Apex, but it gives me anxiety to play alone. You know? It does. So it's like it gives me a lot of pressure to play on my own, and that's why I always want to play with
Oh,
someone. Yeah, yeah.
Valorant? That's gonna be hard.
Valorant. Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of like that, you know? One Kermit, one Lolly playing Layla. Yeah, 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 yeah. I won't say much though. I'll be that innocent person who doesn't talk too much, you know? But every now and then it's like, long A. If I can even keep it. It's just so it. Yeah, I miss that spot just now. But yeah, it's kind of like that, right?
Laundry.
Yeah.
I mean, the voice is cute for Lottie. So adorable.
But yeah, guys. That's what I wish to do. Oh my lord, this stream has been going for 2 hours and 20 minutes all this time. Hey, we reach 100 views. Cheers, guys. 100 views.
Cheers.
For some reason, there's 27 likes.
100 views.
You know what I've realized? I've realized that when I'm more chatty in VR chat, people tend to sit and watch more. But if I'm doing things like shooting or playing pool on my own or something like that, there's less people. I think people are more interested in me being chatty than I am. Yeah, they want to sit in and listen to the radio. Welcome to Mizu FM, you guys.
Mizu FM.
Yeah. Actually,
That's how you already go on your streams too.
Actually, like yesterday morning, it's yesterday for me now. It's 1 a.m. here. Yesterday morning, what do you call it? I forgot what it was like to listen to radio. I actually drove out to Hungry Jack's at 6 a.m., something like that. It was nighttime, it was dark, and then I drove to Hungry Jack's, got myself food, and now I was sitting in a channel already at the time, but nobody was on. 6 a.m. in the morning. It's always a quiet, silent moment for me anyway. And then I was like, even though I'm in Discord, I should turn on my radio, and then I listened to the radio, and they're talking about news and stuff, and I was like, I forgot radio existed. All this time, whenever I drove out, I'm always talking to someone on Discord or listening to someone on Discord or people in Discord, right? But this time I'm like, I forgot what it was like to be alone.
Listen to radio
while driving.
Listening to tunes.
Yeah, I used to listen to music as well. I used to listen to radio as well. And then the thing is, I switched to my university radio. Actually, we have a local university radio here, and I was listening to it, and I was like, oh, they're playing music from the 80s and 90s, man. This is my jam. Bro. Like they were playing some old music, you know, and I was like, this is my music. And then I realized these are old music. That means I must be old. I'm getting old now. If I appreciate old music like this, oh dear.
I mean, you can still be young and appreciate old music.
Generally, I use Bluetooth and Spotify in cars. Yeah, normally I bring a little headset. It hangs on my neck, and then an earpiece goes up to my ear. That's usually what I use, Bluetooth, right? But I remember back in the day when I didn't hang out on Discord or anything like that. I used to connect my phone to the car and then go to work while listening to music. That's all. Finish work, come back home, do the same thing, listen to YouTube music, right? Because I really like the speaker system in my car, and so that's usually what I do. And I haven't done that in years now, because I've always had someone, even before meeting you guys from Malaysia. I still did that, you know. I still spoke to people on Discord and things like that. But here we are. 2 years later. 3 years of VR chat. 6,900 hours later in VR chat. We're still on VR chat. Hi guys.
6,000, huh? It's a lot.
6,900 hours in VR chat. That's how long I've been playing this stupid game. Oh my god. Why did I play this game for so long?
Because
generally using. Well, the first person I brought driving in Discord was what? Really? Was it me? The first person you brought driving in Discord was me? Was it the drive to I remember where I remember looking at the sky going, "Oh, this is Malaysian sky." Because he had this webcam on and then I remember you parking and then you had to where was it? It was like next to a petrol station, I'm not sure. Was it food that you're getting? You picked up food on the way and then you went back? I remember just staring at the sky in your stream.
Oh, that's nice.
What to call it? Kak Shisha, yeah. Yeah. McDonald's, right? Yeah, I thought it was McDonald's, but I kept thinking it might be KFC. But I remember, yeah, you kind of, they drove, yeah. And Ren's rich, you guys. He's got a Mercedes. Wow, guys.
Wow.
I saw
Very rich.
I saw the steering wheel and I'm like, whoa, that's a Mercedes. Damn, bro.
Oh.
But he didn't say anything. You just damn, bro.
Damn, bro. Rich.
Yeah, and yeah, that's how we do. And I guess. Yeah, I definitely need to.
How dare you?
What? Guys, be careful. This person, dangerous. Be careful. Always very
What do you
dangerous.
mean?
I kid you not. I get close to a lot of people, right? And when people do get close to me, they tend to open up to me, right? They open up and tell me things, right? And so this guy is not ashamed of saying, "Oh my god, I'm so fucking you know?" And I'm like, "Huh? Okay, why don't you go and have fun? Play with soap. Main sabon." And he's like, and I'm like, just go, man, just go. If you need to relax, go do it. And he's just no. And then some people will tease him, and then that's when he'll go. Yeah. Zuriff is one of the.
People look at me.
This is one of the. Zuriff is one of the few that is always open about it.
I'm not. I mean, if you meet me via chat, I'll be open about it. But on stream, not really.
Speaking of Hyundai
I don't know.
I had my first ever car, which was bought for me by my dad, because I moved to Darwin on my own when I was 19, and then 2 years later or 1 year later, he came and then he bought me a car, because they heard stories of me carrying 2 bags of groceries through a bus and then walking home, things like that. They heard things like that. And so back then I didn't mind it. It was very new, right? It was very new to me. And stop using that voice, that tongue, bro. And so essentially, yeah, my dad bought me a car and he said, "Yeah, like which one do you want? Do you want the Hyundai Getz or a Kia Rio?" And I looked at the Getz and I'm like, "That's a 2-door." Looked at Kia Rio, "That's a 4-door. Give me a 4-door, please." I don't want to like imagine I'm going to somewhere and I need to pack my bag. I don't want to open my door and then push my chair forward, put my backpack at the back, and then push my chair back. Or not even that, get in the car and just throw my bag in the back or the side. I don't want to do that. So I want another door so I can open it and then put things in, close it, and then open my driver door and then go. I don't like 2 doors that much. I like 4 doors a lot. And yeah, all of my cars are hatchbacks. The Kia Rio is a hatchback, and my car right now is a hatchback as well. And this car of mine, I actually need to take it to service. I need to book a servicing day and get my car serviced. I haven't done it in a year, just about. Should still be fine because it's still new, but I need the oil replaced, the filter replaced. I need to, they need to check everything, especially my tires as well. They need to do that for me. So I'm gonna get my car serviced sometime soon. I think the last time it was serviced would have been April or May or June last year. So it's been quite some time. Oh yeah, like So in my mind there are a few things that I need to do still. I'll do them bit by bit as I have been. I also need to replace this headset because you guys can't see it, but all over my screen there's like spots everywhere, like flashing dots, I guess you could call it. Dots appearing, disappearing, flashing in and out. Green, red, and blue. And I've read forums and they said the cable, there's something wrong with the cable. So I need to replace my cable. If I don't replace the cable, then I got a new headset. Hey. And also my graphics card last night when I was falling asleep in the morning, like 9 AM in the morning. What was it, 8 or 7? My graphics card was making the grinding noise, like the fans, ball bearing was grinding each other, and I was like, no, do I have to get a new graphics card too?
No, that's a lot of money to use. And you know your money.
I kinda don't want to replace it, that's the problem. You have a Ford Focus. I have
Fortnite.
I have a potato of a car, Mitsubishi Mirage, a blue one. 2018 model. And I do like the 2018 model, but it's still a Mitsubishi Mirage. Ford Focus would be better, for sure. Oh my lord. Okay guys, it's been 2 hours and 30 minutes actually. 3 minutes past the 22 hours and 30 minute mark. And I will end it here. I want to charge my trackers. And I want to charge my brain and water. I want to drink some water because I've been talking for 2 hours.
No more exposing Zuriaf.
No, we can expose more Zuriaf, no problem. And
what do you mean expose?
It's okay, don't worry about it. No, you don't have to know.
No, don't expose me no more.
Nah, I'm gonna end the stream here, guys. So I'll see you later.
Hey,
bye everyone. Until next time. Bye. Guys, I'm muted. I'm muted right now. And he doesn't know that my audio is still going. Unless he unmutes the stream, then he'll hear me talking muted right now. But maybe I'll get something out of it. So Zaria, when are you gonna ERP again?
No, with you.
Nah? No? Not with me? You say you're joking, but you're partially not. Oh my god, stop touching me, Zaria. You might be joking right now, but I'm pretty sure you're not really joking, right? Right?
I am joking.
Nah, I'm pretty sure there's some truth in there. What? Say that again?
Nothing, don't worry about it.
Nothing? What are you saying, Zaria? What are you saying?
The stream is still on.
The stream is still on. You're still gonna get exposed.
Oh no. I'm dead. I want a ERP now.
You wanna what? Say that again?
I'm gonna ERP now.
Okay. I don't wanna. I'm not
do it on stream. Let's go.
No, my stream is done. We are not continuing this through the stream. We are not doing anything with each other. We're not doing nothing to each other. Okay? We're not doing nothing.
Why not? Let's
Dude,
go.
come on. I just ended my stream. I'm sleepy tired. Come on. No. Even if I'm not tired, it's still no. Okay?
Why not?
Don't you have
I
friends
just
who you
seen
can
the chat.
ERP with? Didn't you say there's a Tom and there's who was the other one? I forgot the name. It was a long name.
I don't know with them. I don't ERP with them that much.
Not that much, but you did.
Mm-hmm. Yo, you should see the screen chat right now.
Stream chat right now? What are they saying?
Serious?
Don't
Seems serious about what?
worry about it,
No
sir.
zoo, no zoo,
Okay,
yeah.
guys. I don't know what's going on right now, Zero. What's going on? Why are they saying stuff like
I
that?
don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
My stream has ended.
Yes?
Maybe.
Everyone can hear us.
Maybe they can hear us.
Oh no, I'm gonna get
Oh,
my
no.
exposed.
No, you're not exposed. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna be
All I know is that
announced.
you're gonna go have fun, right? And I'm gonna get off and just chillax, right? Oh, speaking of, I need to Apex. What? No. I'm just gonna hop off. I'm gonna charge my trackers. I left them on the ground.
When are we gonna
Trackers.
Apex?
I don't know, man. I haven't Apexed in a couple of days since the last time you saw me online. Actually, that was when I was playing around. But even then, I didn't play. I didn't play a match either at the time. I was just online at the firing range, trying out different guns and finding out that the G7 is really nice for me.
Wait, the stream is still on. They can hear us still.
Can they? Ah, yeah. Can they? Can they? Really?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's okay. The stream has ended. Don't worry about it. I'm just plugging my chargers to my
But they can hear
trackers.
us.
There we go.
They can still hear you.
It has plugged.
And me.
Done.
Yeah, stream done.
Alright, guys.
Oh, we should.
I'm gonna end the stream here properly. Thanks for dropping by, everyone.
Bye, I'm gonna study RP with Rizu now.
No, not gonna happen. See ya. Bye bye.
What?
Oh my